Welcome back to another episode of Unpack That. I thought for this episode it would be fun to do 28 things I've learned in 28 years since it was my birthday a few weeks ago. And so this episode won't be super long, but it won't be super short since I thought it would be fun just to go through some of the things I wrote down and things I've learned or things I liked or learned the hard way. So I hope you learned something too, maybe from the 28 things I talk about. So here we go. Number 1 is you can survive more than you think. And I think there's so much that can go into this. A lot of it can come from my alopecia because that was very unexpected. I've also had a lot of family conflict in the past. And sometimes, speaking for myself, there's some moments I didn't think I would make it through per se, but you really can survive anything if you have a good support system, good mental health, while making sure you're taking care of your mental health and everything in between. And so I think that's why I had it as number 1. And I think for the other 27 things I have, it's very, some are in order, some are not. So it kind of just goes with the flow. But that is my number 1, is you can survive more than you think. Number 2, being different doesn't mean being broken. And I think that goes for a lot for myself because I have dyslexia and I've worked very hard on, making sure I stay on top of it. And I did a lot of training and practicing so that it wouldn't be an issue for me as I got older. It's always going to be there, but it's not as intense as it used to be when I was younger. And so reminding myself, just because you seem, again, quote unquote, different, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you or that you're broken in any sense. For the third one, I have control can feel safe, but it also can become a prison. And I think for anybody that not even understands, but feels like they have to control to feel safe. And I learned that a lot in learning psychology and being a counselor, and then just my everyday life of you can't control everything because there's things that are just out of your hand. And that's a really hard thing to grasp. And especially when there's trauma, it's really hard not to want to control because being in control means you can feel safe. And then if you feel safe, then you won't feel scared and more things won't happen to you. And I think that's why it can become a prison, because you want to start controlling X, Y, and Z, but you really can only control what's in your circle. And what I mean by in your circle, I mean things that you can physically control, like what you want to wear, what you want to say to someone, maybe what you want to do, but the outcomes can be very different for all situations. And so I think that's why I think it's a good number 3. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you see me holding my phone up a lot, it's because I wrote it down because there's no way I could remember 28 things. And so that is one of the things I learned. So my 4th thing is loving people doesn't mean saving them. And I think that's a big thing for me personally, because whether new people come in my life and I have to learn a healthy boundary with them to kind of keep myself protected, but also be open and, making that friendship. But also, I think it stems more from people in my life that maybe have come back and not knowing how that relationship might be because maybe we're a bit older or maybe life has happened and there's kind of there's a lot of history. So there can be a lot that can determine how the relationship can be going forward. And when I look at this one, I think it also portrays to any type of friendship or relationship, because if you know that friendship, relationship, person just isn't safe, then that means that if they're not safe for you, that means that you can't also save them. And I know that might sound kind of confusing, but I think they kind of go hand in hand, because you can love that person. That doesn't mean you have to keep them around just because they're familiar. And it's hard not wanting to save said person, friendship, relationship, if they've been so constant in your life or if they're just a big figure in your life. and you don't know what to do with or without them. But that doesn't mean that you have to save them. That's something they have to learn and do on their own. So I think that one's like a really big one because of certain things that have come up in my life where that's very true to where I am. So number 5 is perfection is often a response to chaos. And I think 5 and 3 kind of go hand in hand with how if there's a lot of traumatic events that have come into your life, or there's just been a lot of chaos of wanting to control, because there's this idea in your mind of like, if I can control and if everything can be the way I want it to be, if it could be perfect, then I know what's going to happen and I can feel safe. So I think 3 and 5 really go hand in hand together once again. So I don't think there's much more to say about that one, but I think it is pretty accurate because nothing's going to be perfect and nothing's going to go the way you want it to be all the time, or majority of the time. And so I think that one speaks for itself. Number 6 is a big one. So if you're someone that's hard with boundaries, this one's for you. Number 6 is boundaries are often an act of love, not punishment. And I think that one is hard for people because a lot of people just aren't confrontational. And it's iffy. I can be and I can't be. I've gotten better at needing to be if I need to be. But in this circumstance, it's so hard when you want to set up boundaries because you don't know, again, how someone will react to it. But knowing that it's honestly protecting yourself and also protecting the other person, because maybe they're not even aware, and you telling them like, hey, I can't communicate after this certain time with you, or I can't talk about this topic with you right now, is really good for both of you, because we don't know what's going on in their mind, and they might be ruminating in on it, or they might be going back and forth, or it might be driving them crazy. Again, we don't know. But for yourself, you know, okay, I need to have this boundary, and it's not because I don't like them. It's not because there's XYZ. It's because I need to make sure I'm at peace and that I'm taking care of myself. And remembering that it's okay to have a boundary, and that just because the person you're maybe giving that boundary to wants to give you a pushback, that just means they needed the boundary more because they're not respecting your space, or they're not understanding what you're saying. If you feel really safe and comfortable telling someone a boundary and they're like, cool, I respect that, I understand that, then that person, of course, needed the boundary if you needed it, but they didn't need it as bad, possibly, because someone who needs the boundary will keep pushing and not respecting and kind of being very intense about it. So that's why I really like number 6, because of that reason. Oh, number 7 is a funny one. Family and relatives are not always the same thing. And that might be kind of complex in some people's minds. Family and relatives can feel different because I can have certain friends that are literally like family to me. I would do anything for them, and I could speak wholeheartedly that they would do the same. But just because I'm a relative to someone doesn't mean I'm going to give them all my heart like I would certain people. And I think the reason why that one's really important to me, and I hope to other people to know that, is because it's okay if you have family members that and when I mean family members, I mean relatives, like speaking right now. If you have relatives that you do not feel comfortable with, safe with, or want to be in a relationship with, then that's okay. You don't have to feel bad about it. And of course, you can grieve that and be upset and have all your feelings, but you shouldn't feel bad for something that you want and that you need right now. And having people that really are like family that will be there for you and that you choose and love is so important. And of course, you can't choose relatives, but you can also keep them in your life or not in your life if they're just not giving you what you need. And you'll hear me say if you feel safe or uncomfortable a lot throughout this podcast, since I'm saying it right now. But that's really my main goal, kind of going on a little tangent, but my main goal of, I want everyone to feel safe, whether they're listening to this or just in their mind throughout the day. I want everyone to always feel comfortable. So especially for me, since it's my own 28 things I've learned in 28 years, I've learned a lot about what I want to feel like and what makes me feel safe. And that's why you'll hear me repeating that quite a bit throughout the episode and throughout the podcast, honestly. And so that is why I actually really like number 7, because and it might sound like, bad saying you can pick and choose, but honestly, it's your life. And I think I have that on one of my later ones. So you can do whatever makes you feel comfortable and happy. Number 8 is healing and forgiveness are different things. And I also think that kind of speaks for itself in a sense, but you can forgive someone, but it's very different feeling than healing. Because I think forgiveness, it's very hard. I'm not going to downplay that it's not hard. But I think for healing, there's more background work that's going on. There's a lot more behind the scenes that are happening. Because I think, honestly, you can go either way. You can either forgive first and then actually do the behind the scenes work, or some people have to do all that work and then be able to forgive. Everyone's different, but they're also very different things. Just because someone apologizes and I accept it doesn't mean I have processed what has happened or what that means. Oh, number 9's fun. I think it's funny how I'm reading this and I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote this. And so that's why I'm kind of like, oh, that's right. I did feel this and I learned this. And so that's why I kind of chuckle every once in a while. Number 9 is sometimes you're collateral damage in someone else's story. And I think that also goes the saying of you can be someone else's villain in another story because you might think you did something right. But maybe in that person's story, they're like, this person's evil. I hate them. And again, you can't control that. And sometimes it's awful, but maybe you just don't matter as much in someone else's life as you thought you did. And that's like a hard pill to swallow. Number 10 is kind of funny. So it's funny because I talk about it so much, so I won't do a huge debriefing. Relationships should feel safe, not confusing. I think that very much just goes with this whole episode that I did, this whole episode. It goes with the whole podcast, that nothing should feel confusing if it's safe. Number 11, you can't love someone into becoming healthy. That kind of goes in with an earlier lesson also. And so I won't do a big debriefing on that either. But yes, that is a good one that I like. Number 12 is for anyone who's about to start dating or in a relationship, etc., or wanting to date. Number 12, self-respect changes who you're willing to date. You have to really know yourself and give yourself respect, because if you don't have self-respect for yourself, then that will show in your partner and or friendships. And so when you really know yourself and you're really willing to do the work on if you have self-esteem or self-esteem issues, or if you don't respect yourself. And so that one is always going to portray more in your life. And if you're someone who does have self-esteem issues, I see you and I hear you and I validate you. But also, I want you to recognize, oh, I'm kind of like this, and that kind of maybe shows in different areas. Maybe how you work, how you talk, how you make friends, or how you date. So I want you to keep an eye out if you see that. Number 13 is the right partner feels different from the wrong one. And I think that one speaks for itself. And I apologize for saying that word quite a bit, but some of these I don't have to do a whole big spiel on. So that one, I like how it is. I think you'll just know. It's that cliche saying you'll know when you know, but you really kind of do. And I think that one is very simple and to the point. Number 14, if you watched my last episode about grief, this one, you'll understand more because I talk about this a lot in the last episode. Grief isn't limited to death. And so I think that one's a good one. And grief is sucky. I'll just say that again. It's sucky and it's hard, but there is positive also on the other end. So that is 14. Oh, 15. I like 15. 15 is you're still true to yourself no matter how you look. And again, that goes with my alopecia. I learned a lot about myself because I look different out to the world than I did inside, or all this stuff. If you watch my alopecia episode, it was really vulnerable and it was really fun to do. But if you want to know more about that, you can watch it. But yeah, I think that's a great one a lesson I learned. And I hope me saying that maybe also sparks something in you as well. Number 16, confidence isn't loving everything about yourself. It's knowing you'll be okay when you don't. And I really enjoy that one. And it kind of goes in with 15 really well. So yeah. 17 is triggers can shrink with time and healing. And I agree with that full-heartedly, like to my chest, I'll say that with, because I always say, kind of like with grief, triggers are always going to be there, but it's more how you can handle it, how you can walk with it, and how it can affect you a little bit less. Because of course it will always be there, but it will be more not such a big gut punch. It will be more, I hope, like a poke instead of a punch. And so I really like that one because I think it's really true. Number 18 is reconciliation is possible, even after years apart. I think reconciliation also can be really hard depending on the circumstance and the person, but it is possible if both parties are willing to do it. And once again, if everyone feels safe. And I'm not saying you should just jump in with someone you feel completely unsafe with and will just go awful. Definitely make sure you know how you feel and talk about it with friends, talk about it with people you feel comfortable with, do a lot of self-reflection. But it definitely is possible if you feel safe to do so. On the other hand, this kind of ties in well, as I've been saying the whole episode. 19 is some chapters deserve to end, which is kind of ironic because I've talked about friendships, relationships, family members, etc., either starting or ending or beginning, and throughout this whole episode. So I think you know what's best for yourself, and sometimes putting a boundary up, sometimes knowing yourself more, or sometimes seeing the other person for them true selves. You're like, okay, I need to take a step back, and maybe this chapter of our friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, just needs to end. Number 20, you don't need everyone to understand your decisions. That one also 100%, like, you don't need everyone to understand your decisions because it's your decisions. And sometimes, all the time, you know what's best for you, even though sometimes I will say, actually, you think you know everything, but you don't, but you know how you feel. And that's what really matters. And I think you should always have people around to help facilitate opinions. But at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. 21 is a big one for all my people out there who don't feel strong a lot of the times and or don't feel like they're doing enough. Strength often looks ordinary while you're living it. And that's a big one because for me personally, I've gone through a lot of hurdles in life. And, a lot of people just say, oh, you got through it so well, or man, I would die if I went through that situation, or I couldn't do it. And I didn't really have a choice. I mean, I did in the sense of I could have done something differently, but I also have a lot of strength that I think I learned that I actually did because of situations in my life. But I didn't think of it as strength back then. I just thought, oh, I'm just doing life, as I kind of just said a second ago. But I really did have a lot of power in my ability to get through each day, even though each day was very hard to get through. And so, yeah, I really want people to know that you're strong going through something. You're going to get through the end of it. You're going to get to the end of the tunnel and through the situation. And so I really like that one. 22. You can hold sadness and joy at the same time. I think it's interesting that a lot of people have a hard time, or not even a hard time, but that they don't even know that both of those can coexist together. I think a lot of people just think they can just be sad, or they can just be mad, or insert feeling here. But in reality, you can feel both those things. And I think a great movie that represents that is Inside Out, the first one. Even though it's a kid's movie, but it's actually a very intense, good movie. And so I think you can hold both of those together and still feel both those feelings. 23, the hardest experiences often become the lessons you share with others. I hope that's what I'm doing for you guys, like little bits and pieces. But I also think sharing your story can be really powerful at the time where it needs to be. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one with that. Number 24, the life you wanted may arrive differently than expected. And I think I've talked about that on my grief episode and, snippets. But yeah, life's going to be how life is, and it's going to be different, but everything's going to be okay though. 25, you are more than the things that happen to you. Yeah, that's a big one too. Should have put like a flashing sign because I think that one's important. So I'm going to read it again. You are more than the things that have happened to you. And I think that can go for any circumstance in life, whether it be super extreme to very minute, but everyone's feelings are valid and everyone's experiences are also unique. And so you're more than what you think. And again, it goes back to how strength often looks ordinary while you're living it. Like, I think those go really well together in that sense. And yeah, I really like that one. I think that's why I have it towards the end also, because I thought it was like a really powerful, because when a lot of people go through hard things, they just think they're identified as that subject or that item or that object or that person. You're more than that. You're more than what you think you are. And 26 is things aren't that big of a deal. And I think when I thought of 26, I was like, honestly, I know it's very contrast to what I just said for the last one. This one more goes with control and perfectionism and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. It's not. Like, life is so short and so fast paced. Wow, how funny I say that. Life is short, but life is always going 100 miles per hour at the same time. And so that's why it's really, like, things matter, but at the end of the day, it's going to be something you think about not as frequently, hopefully, depending on the circumstance. Life is just crazy, and I think that's where when I thought of this, it's more that stance. 27 is everyone has a choice to do whatever they want. And I think choices are a good thing, and they can be kind of scary, but everyone has a choice in their life. And so that one's pretty to the point. And I could expand that more if anyone is confused about that one, but I think choices are good, scary, fun. But again, it's your life and it's your decisions, but make sure you're always just really thoughtful on your choice, really. And my last one, my big one, since this was a pretty long episode, because I kind of did talk about each little point, is do whatever makes you happy. Because life, again, is short, but also there's so much always happening. But do what makes you happy. Enjoy it. Have fun. Like, it's your life. You can literally do whatever you want to feel safe, seen, heard in any sense you want. But do what makes you happy. There's too much going on in the world to not do what makes you happy. And so those are my 28 things I learned in 28 years. Again, this episode is a bit longer, but which makes sense because I'm old. So I have 28 things. But I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have one that you particularly liked, or if there's something you might have learned about yourself. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll catch you for the next one.